Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. This month we have Q&A with IFBB Classic Physique Pro Logan Franklin joining us from Texas. How are you, Logan?
What's up, man?
How is dad life going?
It's going, man. It's been the last couple weeks has been a little bit rough. Screaming. He's entering his little screaming phase. Like it seems like about 15-minute intervals of where he's not screaming bloody murder, but making it through.
So your
Making
sleep
it through all
schedule
right.
is 15 minutes on, 30 off, 15 on, 30 off. So yeah.
Oh, we've managed to get him to sleep like 4.5 hours at nighttime at a time.
Hmm.
But during the day, he just wants to be awake. He wants to be
Oh, good.
aware and looking around, and he wants to be chauffeured all over the house and all that stuff.
It's good. He doesn't want to stay up all night. That's good.
Yeah,
You
thank
got
God.
real issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got some questions for you that maybe were submitted. Maybe I made them up. Who's to say? Number one, for so long we've been told you can't make gains while staying very lean. Based on what you've been able to do since last year, it looks like you've proven that to be false. How have you managed to add so much quality muscle while keeping your condition on point?
I say this every year. I say this every year because I stay lean, and then I come back the next year making more progress than all the guys in my division. It seems like at the time, men's physique. And it's because I'm staying on my diet year round. Like I don't stop dieting. Like whenever I get done with a show, I continue my diet, whether that be at the same amount of food or increased amount of food. So it's just trying to get six quality five to in the off season. Five for me is enough, but I still try to get six, and if I'm hungry enough, but 5 to 6 quality meals every day. Wholesome, nutritious foods, and just continue training hard. And if you're coming off your gear, just keep training hard, keep eating, and I promise you're gonna make a lot more gains than you realize the next time you come down and you start prepping. And for me, honestly, I feel like when you're at a lower body fat percentage, your natural testosterone is going to be up higher, right? I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yep.
Not only that, but lower body fat. At least for me, I always seem to get much better pumps. I get better pumps. I can feel whenever I can feel all the muscles, and I can squeeze all the muscle. Then I know that I'm training as long as I'm pushing heavier weight and staying with the volume and stuff like that. So uh, that's what I've been doing, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you figured out that point where you're in a caloric surplus, so you can still make gains, but you don't go over into that area where you start gaining body fat.
No.
Yeah. So how
Yeah,
did
in the off
you nailed
season.
it somehow?
Yeah, in the off season, like I said, I'll stick to my diet, but I'll add a little bit of treats in, throughout the day. Healthy snacks, like fig Newtons, and what are those bars called with the gel inside of like Nutrigram bar stuff,
Oh, those are
stuff like that.
nasty.
Healthy treats. I'll eat that throughout the day, and it satisfies me, man. I mean, I sacrifice all the other junk food. Even whenever I'm getting cheat meals now, I don't even really ever go and buy a cheat meal from a fast food restaurant. I make my cheat meals, so my burgers are homemade.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
making like bison burgers, all quality foods. I'm trying to take myself to the next level, and to do that, I'm just trying to have like all quality everything at all times of the year,
Yeah.
consistently.
Okay, so I made that question up, and yeah, man, just because
I figured.
no, it's crazy because you have stayed in such really sharp condition this whole
Thank
time, and it's hard if I look at a picture of you that you posted this week versus 4, 5, 6 months ago. It shouldn't even be possible. You shouldn't have been able to make these improvements
Thank you.
and keep that condition. But yeah,
Thank you. Another thing to add in there, about staying lean.
yeah,
Uh, Everybody that's watching this, if you've competed, just think of it like this: whenever you're leaner and in shape, your metabolism does what? Speeds up because it's burning a lot of calories, right? So if you can keep yourself in a good caloric burn, have your metabolism moving like that, you can ingest more food, you know, and on top of that, it keeps you leaner throughout the off season, like I was saying, but it makes you leaner on prep too. Like you start prep leaner, and then whenever it's really time to buckle down, and it's so easy. You don't have to really try to get into prep mode. You're already on prep mode. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of move a few meals around, and then it's the same thing. At least for me, it is. But
I haven't asked you your body weight in quite some time. What's your body sitting at now?
my what?
Body weight. What do you weigh?
This morning I was 225 even.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've been right at 225 to 227 for the last month and a half. You know, my weight's just kind of bobbling, and it's doing that for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Leaning out, hardening up, so your body's going to do that bobble effect where you're going to lose a little bit of weight, then you're going to make a little bit of weight back, and
Right.
it's just body composition. It's
Yeah.
changing.
It's just crazy because you can look a lot bigger without putting necessarily a lot more pounds on the scale. Because you
Yeah,
definitely look
exactly.
like you look significantly larger, but you're not significantly heavier. Not really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And another thing, whenever you stay leaner and you can see all of your lines, you can really see what you have and what you don't have.
Mm.
In the aspect of if you're trying to compete in bodybuilding and step on stage, you need to know what body parts you're missing, what body parts you need to bring up. And for me, especially now that I've made the transition to classic, I'm really trying to break down my physique and break down, you know, where are the areas that I can improve on? What areas do I need to kind of keep the same, and what do I want to bring up and make extraordinary type muscle groups? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, and that's another big part of the reason why I stay in shape is just so I can eyeball everything and go from there. It works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. I mean, a lot of bodybuilders back in the day, they all used to get super big too. So I mean, and still get peeled. So this is just how I do it. This isn't the way it has to be done, but just
Yeah.
another option for me.
No, interesting you say that because I used to get very, very bulked up and fat and watery. And every time I would diet down, I'd be like, oh, man, I thought I had made a lot more improvements. But once I took all that fat and water away, I was like, ah, shit, that's it? Damn
Yeah.
it. Anyway,
Yeah, you get complacent. You'll get complacent if you're just chasing a number on a scale, and you won't. Maybe you're not working out as hard as you should be because you're looking at a scale. You're like, oh, the weight's going up, but it might just be a lot of sodium, water weight, retention, and a lot of bad food going in the
a lot
system.
of
But
guys are all about that scale, though. They love it. I used to be, I used to weigh myself like 6 times a day. Yeah,
yeah,
a little OCD. Next,
that's a mind fuck right there.
next question for you, Logan. Is it true your legs now measure more than your waist in contest condition? That's insane. Could you please run down what you've been doing for legs these last few months?
Really, I just split up my leg days. Whenever I was in men's physique, I used to do quads and hamstrings on the same day. So, I mean, I would get good leg workouts, but I wasn't really hitting everything, and hitting it in a way where I'm activating the muscle and I'm really focusing on squeezing and and just completely annihilating it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm able to do that with quads and hamstrings, like doing way more exercises and movements for hamstring than I would have originally. So I think a lot of it is just my hamstrings catching up to my quads,
Yeah.
and then starting to get them to a little bit where I want them to be, a little bit more bigger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there's still areas that I would like to improve, like my calves. I want to start training my glutes a little harder. That's another thing I've until my last hamstring day, I've never really targeted glutes. So I read a few comments, people saying my glutes looked super small. So I guess it's time for me to get some glutes now. I've never thought about training my ass.
A judge
So
never said anything, right?
what's that?
You never heard a judge tell you that, right?
No, 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 no,
No.
no. But I
You
mean, it
can't.
makes sense. Like like I said, whenever I look at my physique, like I see what I have and what I don't have. I mean, I'll keep it transparent with you. I could use bigger glutes, like and it would make my waist look even smaller, because it's gonna pop out the back. Uh, but I'm working on that symmetry all the way across the board, man.
Okay, you
It's
need to
a
start
slow and
following these
steady game.
bikini girls. These bikini girls have all the tips for building booties. That's
That's
all
why
they post on their stories all day long. So you're all
that's why
set.
my baby mama is the best in the game. Look at her booty.
Does she compete?
She hasn't competed in a couple years, but I think she's wanting to compete, sometime next year, early next year.
She was waiting for wellness division. That's why she was retired.
No, she was. I don't think she was waiting. I honestly don't know exactly why. Maybe she just kind of got unmotivated to step on stage and compete, and was preferring just to stay in shape and kind of have that look.
Yeah.
Uh, but we'll see. We'll see
All
what
right.
division. I'm not sure which division she's going to go for, bikini or wellness. I'm pretty sure she's going to go for wellness, but she's not trying to grow like massive quads like some of the pictures that are getting released saying this is wellness,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
me feel like I need to go hit legs.
These Brazilian chicks are down there squatting like 405. It's crazy.
It looks a little goofy,
Yeah, it's an
super super big legs. I mean, I'm not trying to. Yeah, never mind.
yeah, shh. All right.
Yeah.
We love wellness. All right, next.
I like that. I like the direction with it. I like the direction with it, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for them to go, oh, that's what I like,
Yeah.
and then another physique's going to come. Oh no, that's wellness. So it's going to take a couple years, and then in a few years, it's going to be. I guarantee that division is going to be crazy competitive.
It's the same as classic. Classic is still
Yeah.
every year. It's like we like this. Nah, we don't like that. We like this. So it's you guys are almost done. I think you guys are almost settled as far as all the standards and what they're looking to that stuff. But wellness is going to take a while. Okay, next one. What are the biggest changes you made over the past couple of years? Has it been training, nutrition, mindset, or all of the above?
All the above. You gotta elevate yourself on all aspects of the game if you want to get better. Completely. I can't just look at you know, one aspect of bodybuilding, whether that's nutrition, training, gear, supplementation, uh, mindset, as what you were saying. Everything's got to improve, and I think I'm doing all right. I don't know.
I would say so. Okay, final question. You made a post where you said you were trying to get the long head of your biceps to touch the inside of your elbow. Were you joking or serious? If serious, which exercises would help make that happen?
Oh man, I am 100% serious, and I believe that my bicep will touch the inside of my elbow just because my short head bicep does,
Okay.
and I mean it's already going. I mean it started from just a little bit of an angle, and it's starting to do this. It's starting to do this and fill in,
Hmm.
and it's just thickening to the same length of my short head. If that makes sense, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh,
So what
but
what are you what exercises are really helping you achieve that?
I'm really just focusing on like I told you before, all trying to hit my bicep from all the correct angles with elbow in front of you, elbow behind you, and making sure I'm squeezing the entire way through the movement. I mean, a lot of guys, they'll just sit there and they'll try to bust out, 40, 50, 60-pound dumbbell curls, and they're not really doing anything. They're swinging a lot of it. A lot of it's in their shoulders. And then they're not squeezing until like halfway, midway through, because they're getting it to here and then they're squeezing. So whenever I hear a lot of people talk about, oh, biceps or a lot of genetics of the length of the bicep, I honestly don't believe so much as that's true, just because of the fact that not everybody has that perfect mind to muscle connection to where they're squeezing from the very beginning of the movement completely, getting the bicep to stretch, getting the muscle to completely stretch,
Yeah.
and then completely contract, and just doing this repetition over and over, in hours in the gym. It's going to happen, and I believe it's going to happen, and nobody's going to tell me that it's not, because I mean, a lot of people have said that I'm not going to do a lot of things that I've done, and I'm just trying to keep improving, and I'm not going to have the mindset of, oh, it's not possible. Then why the fuck am I even trying to do this? So I'm going to keep my thoughts on it, like I said, where it's at, and just keep trying to get those hours in the gym, and making sure I'm squeezing the entire way through the movement, like I said. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what my arms are looking like in a year from now. And that's another thing. I've only been training my arms for a year and a half, leading into, I can't say a year and a half, because I started training them whenever I transitioned from men's physique to classic. So last March.
After Arnold.
I mean, all of my arm, pumps were coming from like secondary movements, from like chest days or back days. My biceps would get activated. That was men's physique,
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to actually try to squeeze the muscle. I'm just now trying to learn the ways that I need to actually, do all the proper movements and slowing everything down too. I'm not speeding through my workouts right now. I mean, I keep a very high pace, and whenever I mean speeding through, I mean just rushing through the exercise is what I mean speeding through.
Yeah.
But keeping a high pace with, the best form that I can. I'm a form junkie. I don't go in there and just, I mean, tossing around heavy weights is fun. It needs to be done, to expand the muscle, the fascia, but I'm all about squeeze, man. And lately that's been working for me. So
Yeah, absolutely has. Yeah, and let's
man, my bad.
in the long run, you'll be a lot more comfortable at 40 or 50 than a lot of guys who are throwing these slinging all this weight around every day.
Hopefully,
Not,
hopefully.
you'll be good. You'll be good. You seem to be pretty bright and have a concept of a future, which not everyone seems to have. So, well, that is all the questions I had for you, Logan. Appreciate you taking the time. Hope this quarantine of your state's opening up and everything's getting back to normal for you guys. Yeah.
Uh, haven't heard much about the quarantine, the last couple of weeks, just from all the other stuff going on. But I think everything's starting to open back up.
I thought I read that Texas was already opening up a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, I mean the gyms are opening up, and
yeah, the
the
gyms are
restaurants and
open.
all that. That's all that I really noticed. I mean, I don't know about clubs and bars and all that stuff. I don't go out like that. Uh, so I mean, in the mall, I don't think the mall is open back up, but so there might be a few
Well,
things that are.
retail is one of the first things they open with social distancing and
Oh
like a
shit, bro.
limited capacity of stores. Yeah, but
Yeah. Like I said, honestly, man, I'm not really paying attention. I'm not even really paying attention to all the other bullshit that's going on. The police brutality stuff that's going on. Like I'm trying to just focus. I've got a task that I have in front of me, and I can't let any outside distractions. My last show, I had so much like self-inflicted stress. Like I stressed myself out so much, and I'm not gonna let that happen this time. I mean, I'm having a hell of a prep. I'm excited, motivated, stress free. So like I said, I'm not thinking about all that other stuff that's going on. I'm just focused on what's going on right now in front of me, and that's getting ready for the New York Pro.
right on, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And on that note, thanks everybody for watching Q&A with Logan Franklin. We'll see you next time.